Good evening, everybody. This is your host, Huge Pop from the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. I'm not just the host; these guys are my hosts too. They are Matt, MATT, Rico, the Reek, and we're here to
Mhm.
talk about Monday Night Raw. And the road to WrestleMania is in full gear right now with a lot of,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know, I call them squirts. I don't know.
What do we got? How many weeks
Cur-
we got left?
We got
Curves in the
12
road.
days. 12
12
days.
days,
Ooh,
and
man.
yet they add another curve in the road. So,
Okay, so do we just want to start from the beginning? And
yeah.
okay.
So, Matt, if you want to start from the beginning, we can follow suit.
Well, I mean, so the show kicks off with EO coming out, has EO, Bianca, and Rhea.
Yep.
The one thing that we all knew this was going to happen, right? We knew it was
Mhm.
going to happen. Uh, if we were telling ourselves it was going to be just a one-on-one match, then we're belligerent and we don't know what we're talking about. Um, the one glaring thing that I noticed right out of the gate, and Michael Cole even picked up on it too, when Adam Pierce announced Rhea to come to ringside, representing Judgment Day. I was like, "Are you serious right now?"
I was like, did he do that as a joke or he seriously just said that?
I hope
And
that was
Michael
a
Cole's
joke.
all like, "No."
I'm hoping it was
Oh,
a joke, and that makes me concerned if he's not knowing what he's talking about, right? But I wouldn't think Adam Pierce would make that mistake. I mean,
I
but
mean, you
Jay
would
made a
hope
mistake
not.
last night too. I can't remember what he said, but he went to say something. He had to back away and say something else. It was a little hiccup, but yeah, I missed that part. I was watching the Florida Houston game, so I missed that part.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's that whole. We all knew that match was going to happen that way, and it's. I think that's a disappointing part to me. Just wanted something else. It was kind of just staring at you in the face the whole time. Oh, look, EO, Bianca. Oh, look, Rhea's getting involved. Guess what's going to happen? Triple threat. It was right there, and I just wish it was more of a surprise. A little more excitement out of it, not just we know this is going to happen.
yeah, it was. And the more I'm watching this, the more I'm becoming a EO Sky fan. Um, I don't want to see Rhea with that belt, and I don't want Bianca to win either. I want to see EO retain and continue on a very good run. Matt the Duelist, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining
What's
us
up, bud?
on
Oh,
Twitch, and thank you for our new graphic that we will definitely throw up next week's episode for sure, because we are, like we said, 11 days away from WrestleMania. That's crazy to think that
mhm.
it's like here now. So, and I'm assuming that next week we'll be making our WrestleMania
Predictions.
predictions. So that'll fit right in with what we have in store for the graphic that Matt the Duelist had made for us. So
Um,
thank
my
you
pro-
again.
my problem with this whole thing, I'm gonna probably piggyback off Matt. I think Reek said it. In my opinion, if I'm Io Sky, I'm insulted,
Mhm.
very insulted. Because why? Because I'm the champion. You put the belt on me for a reason. And if I was honestly Bianca Belair, who did she win the elimination chamber? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm Io Sky and I'm Bianca Belair, I'm feeling disrespected by my boss. And why can't we have a singles match? Even I'm going to go with the jumping ahead, but I don't want to talk about it until we get there. Punk, Seth, and Roman Reigns, another trios. Then we had that 4-man tag team. And I mean, let these girls fight. Let Io Sky and Bianca Belair fight. Rhea Ripley had her moment.
Well,
Just another one.
To rewind a little bit, and I really wanted to see. I really want Io to win now. I really want Io to win. But I originally wanted Bianca and Rhea. I wanted that because that's what they've been teasing for the last 3 years. I wanted to see that. But when Io won in a very clean-ish fashion, she didn't cheat. Bianca just kind of screwed over Rhea. And if you really think about it, that was a very smart thing for Bianca to do because you have a monster in Rhea or a smaller, not so intimidating presence with Io.
Yes.
Who would you pick? But as we've seen, Io is up for the challenge and is very talented in the ring and on the mic, even with her broken English. She does a tremendous job.
Mm-hmm. I see like Bianca. I mean, she's already showing signs of it, like kind of how the Street Profits are right now, where you see that darker side of them. They're still a face, but they got that darker side to them and just beating everyone down. And that's why I still Bianca going at.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, since we're talking about these three, I could have picked several others to go against Io Sky that I'd want to see. I know it's no disrespect to Rhea Ripley because she's a dominant force in the women's division. No disrespect to Bianca Belair. She's been there already once. She won it. She lost it. You need if I'm looking into the future of WWE, I'm looking to my Io Skies. I'm looking to my Baileys. I'm looking to my Charlotte. We bring Charlotte Flair back, who whatever. But I was not happy with last night. And if I'm Io Sky, man, she left pissed off. She's done. She's done playing second fiddle to these other chicks.
Yeah,
He's like, give me the respect I deserve. Get the hell out of here.
They keep pushing her out of the way physically.
I can't.
When Rhea did that to Io, I was like, uh-oh. That's when she legit like took her and shoved her by the head like away, like get out of here, my little sister kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, get out of here. Let the grown-ups talk. It was like, oh, that's not gonna be good.
Don't underestimate Io, man.
Right.
So, I mean, that was a good segment. It told the story that we already knew was coming. That's the only bad part about the segment, but it was a good segment.
Yeah.
So next up we have Bailey versus Lyra. There's two things that I had for this match that really. It was a good match technically. My only two nitpicks I have, and I feel like Cody when I say this stuff. Hi, Cody, if you're out there watching this. I didn't like how flat the audience was. It didn't seem like they were as into this as, say, the European crowd was a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucked. You're in Minneapolis. You're the first Raw back from the European tour. Try to be a little hot, like try to get into it. But I mean, it is what it is. And the second thing, there was a couple hiccups during the match that it just felt kind of clunky at times. like it didn't seem as smooth. Like the transitions weren't as nice as we'd seen in the past from both people.
Yep.
I don't know if it was ring rust for not having a match in a couple weeks. I don't know what the deal was, but there was just a little bit of a disconnect, and it also could have been because of the crowd wasn't into it either. So there's just a lot of variables that played a factor, but that's just my thoughts on the match.
No, yeah, there was. It almost seemed to me like they were just practicing, going over moves and stuff. Like, not the whole match, but some of the match. Yeah, I was like, man, it just seems like they're just okay. We're gonna do this. This is how we're gonna work this out. And like you said, the crowd definitely wasn't into it. I think what was there one time when they started chanting a little bit, and then it just died out.
Well, now is that WWE backstage's issue, not the girls in the ring issue? Because something has to happen. Because I said this to my brother on the phone, man, and I said it to you, Rico. European crowds, no matter where you're at, blow us United States crowds away all the stinking time. And why is that? I mean, I get it. They don't see the product every single week in the United States like we do in the United States.
It is. Mm-hmm. We're spoiled over here.
We are. We're kind of spoiled. And I look at this, and you're right, it ring rust. But my question is to you guys is Lyra that green maybe where Bayley just couldn't bring the match together?
I don't necessarily think she's that green. Maybe a little bit has a part to play. It's just, I don't know. To me, it was almost timid. Like they were scared to try to do something. And it was weird because Bayley's a veteran and, I've watched her do anything in the ring.
Right. But, I think when we compare those two women's matches last night, I think you got seriousness over here with Io Sky. And almost like not sure what I'm doing over here with Lyra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does. I get what you're saying.
I don't. And to go with Lyra being green, she's been in the business for 10 years now.
Okay.
So there is no green there. Like she's been doing this since 2015.
Right.
So in the WWE since 2020. So she'd been in WWE developmental for 5 years, and now she's main roster for the last year. I don't really think it's green. I think I honestly think it's ring rust. I think they just got back from the European tour last Thursday night. I think it's one of those situations where they're trying to, they're probably still jet lagged from that 4-hour difference. But that's probably a lot to, that's a lot to recover from. But what I'm itching to, I love the finish, by the way. Lyra didn't have to do her finishing move. It was that small package roll up. Whew, love it. I absolutely love that finish because they're going to be going Friday night in that tag team turmoil match. Yeah. And let's see how they coexist. That's all I'm going to say. I can see them qualifying for the WrestleMania match, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as a tag team, they can really do some damage together.
Yeah.
And that Bayley's that one girl that, she's in the ring, it's going to be a good match because she could I hate using the mop reference, but she's that good where she can make a rookie look better than a rookie is, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love Bayley, so.
Oh, yeah. No disrespect to Bayley whatsoever.
So what was I watched this at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was getting ready for work.
It was Penta Dominic, I think.
After that, I literally watched it earlier today.
Yeah.
Was it? No, Penta Dom was semi-main, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, they were in my main event.
Was that the New Day War Raiders match?
It was either that one. No, that was it American Alpha or American Made?
That might have been.
That was next. Yeah, that's right. But did anybody catch that where Liv and Raquel were talking and Jackie was like, "We're not on," and then it just disappeared. Like it never went back to him.
Yeah.
At least I think she was saying we're not on. That's what it looked like she was saying.
Yep.
And they were cutting a promo and like it showed like just a little flash of the promo, and then they're like, "Whoa, we're not on."
American Mage had a victory over Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio's challenge. What was next? Yeah. I told my brother earlier, Rico, I'm not even interested in this match anymore. I will not. Now that it's going to be a WrestleMania match, this whole thing with Chad Gable in the mask. When I see this, I immediately go back to when Hulk Hogan was the American Star, or whatever the hell he was, the Patriot.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, "This is like, literally the Patriot all over again."
I want to go to Pat Mac. I want to go to the commissioner and Tripp and say, "Us fans aren't that stupid. That is stupid."
But what do you mean? Chad Gable's got the sniffles.
Yeah, Gary does. Yeah, I'm like, come on, and how they won the match, they cheated to win the match by putting some metal bar in between Chad Gable's. Well, no, I'm sorry, not Chad Gable.
Something Americana.
Yeah, whatever his name is, Grande Americano.
No,
Grande Americano.
Big American is what that stands.
Yeah.
Big
and it just, and it's nothing against Chad Gable. I like Gable, but like you said, man, it takes me back to Hogan when he did that. And I'm like, we've already seen this. Well, not just once.
We can go back to Owen Hart when he Blue Blazer. Unfortunately for Owen Hart, that's the last thing that we know of him.
I just watched that thing on Hulu about Owen Hart and him crashing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was still a dark day in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I am not a fan of this match at WrestleMania. And here's why. And this is going to make you guys go, huh? But I don't want to see Rey Mysterio. He needs to be done. Okay, I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't want him to make the same damn mistake that Ric Flair made. He needs to be out when he's good.
Okay.
Well, let's get that right, though. Come on now. Rick retired great, and then he decided to do one more.
That's what he needs. Well, I guess.
With Ray, I don't think that there's an issue with him competing. I really don't. Because he's still in really good shape. Like, he is in, like, super good shape. Like, I don't think this is... I would hope he comes back next year for his real last WrestleMania moment and goes, like what we all wanted was Dom and Ray one more time.
Right.
Mask versus hair.
Yeah.
That should end everything. And Ray can walk off into the sunset and Dom can have a bald head at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. Just be done with it and do it.
Dom could have the mask and Ray walk away.
That'd be fine.
And I'm not saying that to disrespect, but I'm like, I guess I agree, Matt. Just one more time. But do it one more time the right way. I don't need to see him against Chad Gable or the Americana or whatever.
No, we don't.
I need it against his son or Dominic. That's where I need it at. And to me,
I agree.
Ray is in good shape. He's hitting that 619 like he never before. I mean, he knows how to move. I don't want to see Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio. To me, that's ridiculous.
No,
we can do that on SmackDown.
You mentioned it against Dom for his final WrestleMania moment, but I actually would really much prefer him for his final match against Penta.
Okay.
As final match, who's Who's the Lucha?
They're saying that next year at Mania, they're projecting, or at some point, maybe not next year, but in some point in the next like 5 years before Ray and Penta both leave, that they're going to have a mask versus mask match at Mania. Loser has their mask taken off. And that's their dream. Like they want to do that and then walk like right off into the sunset together. And you know what? If the Lucha Bros want to do that, I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, one of my biggest issue is with this whole Rey Mysterio and Americano El Grande is we're 12 days away, and last night was the first time he pointed to the sign saying and wanted that match. Is there going to be? We have two more. We have a SmackDown this Friday, Monday, and then a SmackDown. 3 weeks, 3 shows. Are we going to get any more build to it, or is it just going to be all right? We're there, done. Let's go.
I mean, you
It's
can try
gonna
to
be like
build
last
up
year.
as much as you want. It's not gonna.
Well, this build been going since before Rumble.
Yeah, I guess.
They've been building this, and they just never had the one-on-one confrontation. It's always been teams, and because Chad Gable couldn't beat anyone as far as a luchador, like couldn't beat him, and that's where he went and sought out the help from Taco Bell Nacho Grande. Yes, I know. It is. I really don't care at this point. We all know it's Chad Gable.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't know. It just, why can't we just have Chad Gable versus Ray and just be done with it? Because you know damn well at the end Ray's going to hit the 619, get the win, and pull that mask off to reveal it being Chad Gable. Sorry, it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler, as Paul Heyman would say. We're 11 days away, and I just spoiled one match for the WrestleMania. You're welcome.
So do you think they're going to give it to Ray?
They have to.
Well, they have to do a lot of things, but it doesn't. They don't always do what they have to do.
There's where you don't know. I mean, I would say you would think they would give it to Ray and unmask him, but at the same time,
it makes sense. It makes sense that they would give it to Ray to unmask him. That's what makes sense. But lately, nothing
makes sense.
Period.
So that match was all right. I mean, obviously they cheated to win, but that's whatever. The next segment was
either the Dominic and
it had to have been War Raiders and New Day.
Yeah, War Raiders and New Day was next. Yeah, because Dominic and Penta was right before the end.
It was actually the main event match.
Yeah,
before the Seth Rollins Paul Heyman segment.
So New Day disqualification win and post match assault.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I am very disappointed in where New Day are now. Based on that one episode that I thought was, I think I said moment of the year for me when we did our end of the year shockers when New Day turned on Big E.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were dicks. They were really good heels. And now it's just like they're hanging out in the back. They're doing whatever. And then this. And I'm like, no. Not a fan.
I would much rather have like Xavier listen to Carrion and go with Carrion or something at this point. Like, I love the New Day, man, but they're not being utilized that well as heels. They can do so much more.
I agree, like wholeheartedly. I think that New Day they need to figure it out because it's stupid. Like, this makes zero sense. Like, they're not. Are they acting like assholes? Yeah, they're acting like assholes, but they're not entertaining assholes. They're just being dicks. Like Xavier Woods is brilliant on the mic. Kofi Kingston isn't bad on the mic. They should be cutting scathing promos that sound good and making sense out of stuff. Because what they're doing right now makes zero sense to me. It really doesn't.
Now, do you think if they would have had a legitimate pin or legitimate ending instead of a disqualification, would that make them look stronger? Because this disqualification made them take the cheap way out, get out of there. You know what I'm saying?
It's normal heel thing, let's get disqualified and just beat you down. But,
I think it sucks that they did it this close to WrestleMania.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I think it was the cheap way out.
It was lazy booking in a way, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to ask. To me, that didn't make any sense. I mean, it was, okay, yeah, disqualification, let's go. Okay. I don't know.
That one's just, you wish you could have, I don't know. I want to see the New Day go for the titles and, just like if we remember, or go back when the Usos first turned heel and, they went for the titles and stuff, like it just boosted them up more, but they ran with it. And they really made it work. And I think the, New Day can as well, but we'll see what the backstage people think about that one.
Yeah. The next match with Penta and Dom. Holy shit. Holy shit.
I don't know if you're talking about the whole match or the end of the match. Shit.
I'm talking about the guy who turned himself into a goddamn heat-seeking missile.
Yeah.
And someone better go to Minneapolis and check on Carlito, because I'm pretty sure he's still laying there. Because
that was massive.
I rewound that twice and watched it. I say, look where he takes off from. I mean, jumping. Look where he jumped from, got airtime. I was like,
Well, he hit that spear, and then he almost, after he made contact, he did like a front flip into he almost stuck it. He almost landed on his feet when he did it. It's like, Jesus.
Well, I stopped and I said, what the hell? Because that was so much power. The last person I remember doing something that massive of power was Brock Lesnar with his checks. You know what I'm saying? This is running over people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Braun Breaker made that look so much better.
Well, I'm telling you right now, Braun Breaker's got the best spear in the business, period.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. The way he does it, man, nothing against Roman or even Edge. Even Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry, Braun, just the speed he puts behind it and the force he hits you with.
Do you guys see him as a future WWE World Champion?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we
definitely.
I think by next WrestleMania. I think by next WrestleMania.
Absolutely. I mean,
I would love to see. I wanted him to beat Gunther for the championship this year. I wanted that match at WrestleMania this year, but
we got a good build up at that one.
Not only did he get Carlito, he got Mysterio, and he said, "Okay, for a little bit better measure, here you go, Finn." It was just like,
well, Finn. What was Finn thinking?
Don't ask me. I'm like, you're an idiot.
We do have to back up though after this segment and talk about that Jay and Gunther segment too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that spear was like, holy shit. And yeah, I want to see it. I want to see more.
Those four in the same ring at Mania is going to be gold. And that might steal the show. We talk about show stealers. That one might steal the show.
And you're going to see Finn go against Dom one-on-one.
Yeah.
You got Finn, Dom, Breaker,
Penta.
and
Is it
Penta. Dude, that's gonna be bang. Is that night one?
They haven't released
Yeah.
the cards for.
Right.
I would assume that would be night one.
I would assume so too.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what LA Knight's doing in night on. Because he's a U.S. champion. I don't even know what they're doing with that right now.
Wait a minute. I thought, wasn't he?
He has
No,
a
never mind.
match. Who was that against?
I could have sworn he had. I'm trying to remember who he's going against.
Because it's not Shinsuke, because Shinsuke's gone.
Top of my head, I just really can't remember. But yeah, while you guys look at that whole Jay Gunther, man. Like Jay showed his emotion in that promo. Like he held it back and kept it together.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna get smoked.
I mean,
there's no way now. Yeah.
No, don't say no way.
No. There's no way. No way.
Don't say no way.
We only have two confirmed night one, or one confirmed night one and one confirmed night two matches. It's Roman, Punk, and Seth will be the final match night one, and main event of night two is Cody Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other matches that are to be announced are Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Gunther J, Io Bianca Rhea, AJ Logan, Jacob and LA Knight. Then you have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Gauntlet match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Then you have Breaker, Penta, Finn, Dom, and then Ray versus El Grande, Taco Bell Americano.
All right. Gunther J moment. I loved it. I am a fan of the Yeet Nation, whatever. But he came down with no Yeet. He even said, nope. He finally is my opinion, he's to the point where he needs to be to fight a guy like Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that Yeet can't fight Gunther, but you're so into the crowd with your Yeet shit. I think sometimes you forget how to wrestle or you're not focused, right? And so I think he's focused now. Too bad it took his brother getting his ass beat to be focused. But I'm hoping it turns into a great match. I hope it really does. I hope that promo was solid, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like I really love like how he just dug into it and he brought all that out. Because it was mostly him. Gunther said maybe a few things, but that was all Jay.
I loved Gunther. He said more without saying anything than most people could by using their words.
Yeah.
His facial expressions were like, oh shit. You're like, ruh-roh. This guy actually believes in himself now. I might actually have a fight on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he does. I think Jay's going to bring the fight in 11 days. I think he's going to take it to Gunther. I'm not sure if he has enough in the tank to beat an absolute machine like Gunther. And in a way, this is going to sound very much like what my brother has been saying for the last 2 years leading into Cody winning the championship. I kind of don't want to see Jay win it. I kind of want to see Gunther beat him to the point, but earn the respect of Gunther. You know what I mean? Like, Jay doesn't need that title. He doesn't. I almost say that Gunther needs a championship to be over and be relevant. Because if you take the championship off of him, he can't really cut a great promo. He can just come out and beat the brakes off of you. That's his stick. That's his shtick. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So I would almost rather see Gunther win and retain than Jay win and have a mediocre run. That's just me. That's just me, though.
No, and that's where it's like I agree with you. Where Jay, he doesn't need a title, but putting one on him would be that much more of a pop for him.
Yeah.
Right. I
He
think
doesn't need it.
when you say doesn't need it, in the standpoint of it wouldn't. It's he's done a lot already. I get that, but it's in the realm of the storylines go, and I think he is so up until last night. He's so in his own head. Am I good enough? Do I need my brother? What am I going to do? There to the point where if once he gets that title, I think he's going to be, it might be a mediocre. It might be not a whole year run, but he'll have that for a while. But my question: do you think Jimmy will be involved in that match? And if so, are we going to see Jimmy turn on Jay, or is this just the beginning of another bloodline boom? Because Roman's going to be there again, and because of what happened last night, my question is: will we see Roman help Jay get that belt? There's a lot that could happen, I think, in that match. But I think it's Jay's time. I do like he's not. I like that he's not Yeet Jay. He even didn't come down as main event Jay. I think he needs to lose all of that and just be Jey Uso and beat the brakes off of Gunther. That's just my opinion.
I see him winning and Roman coming down and just giving him praises.
So is that night one or night two?
That hasn't been announced yet. What night it is? That brings me to something that is kind of interesting because Cody, back in what it was that Bad Blood, like before Bad Blood, when Cody and Roman tagged, and they met in Atlanta at the football field.
Yep.
Cody made a statement that said, "You are actually hold on, I have it right here. You are soon to be a chief without a tribe."
Mm-hmm.
And that rings true today. Where's Jay? Jay's main eventing. Jay's going to fighting for a title. Has nothing to do with the OTC. Jimmy's helping his brother. They have nothing to do with the OTC. Solo, he doesn't even have a match right now. He's not even relevant. And that's fine by me. Jacob Fatu, he's wrestling, doing his own thing. No association with the OTC. Sami Zayn, not even on WrestleMania card. He's hurt somewhere. None of the bloodline is around him. Now Paul Heyman's gone as his, Paul Heyman's. See, he doesn't have anybody now. He's by himself. He is the one. And it'll just be interesting. He's standing by himself now. He's back to being on the island of relevancy by himself.
I think you're gonna see because I've been watching MLW and stuff like that. And Fatu's, I think it's Zilla's there. He made a statement. You'll see him in Vegas. So he's made a statement that he's going to be somewhere. I don't know, man. I think you're right in a sense, but I think at the end of that CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns match, I think you're going to see something form again. my opinion.
I mean, you could see, like, it all depends on where they put Jay and Gunther. They could have Jay and Gunther lead off night 2. They really could. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. And if something like that happens and Jimmy or Sammy comes out and helps Roman or whatever, you could see that happen. You could see Sammy come out and help Jay, because Sammy and Jay are really tight.
Yep.
So, you know, again, I don't want to get in like too crazy with the whole like predictions, because that's next week's show. But there's going to be a lot of goofiness that's going to happen. I think.
I think so too. But no, that Jey Uso, I loved it. I loved it with again, he came down as Jey Uso, and he's like, I'm done. I went to my mama. You know, and people, I hate the social media because people just dog. I've watched many TikToks where people are just ripping Jey Uso apart. How he made no sense, and I'm like, he talked to you again like he's heartfelt. I went to my mama, and she said, "Where's your brother?" And I said, "I had to watch. I tried to tell my mama, I had to watch my brother get beat down." Blah 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 blah. The whole thing. You guys watched it, but everybody's ripping him apart, and I'm like, he is genuine. Feels bad, but on the other hand, he's pissed off, and I think that's what. Because Gunther, if you watched him, he was laughing in the beginning, and he's like, "Come on, Jay!" And all of a sudden, when Jay started spouting off at the mouth, Gunther, like Matt said, was like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
I done woke a bear.
Woke that beast up.
I think he has.
I think that was Jey Uso's best promo as a singles competitor.
Yep.
100%.
He wasn't all winded from going yeet for half hour prior. So I mean, it makes sense. And I think you're right, Scott. I think he needs to go away from the yeet movement. He needs to go away from the main event Jay and just be Jey Uso. And maybe even go back to his Uso theme. It's the Uso Penitentiary. Maybe he needs to go back to Uso Penitentiary and be that gangsta. You know what I mean? Like that dude. Like maybe he needs to go back to being the dude.
I love that song they came out to.
So last on the list for the show was Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
And I'm fucked.
Now, okay. I have a lot to say about this because this is.
What's up, Matt?
It is dumb. It is absolutely dumb what they're doing. To add Seth Rollins to the favor list is the dumbest thing that creative could have came up with.
I don't think he got added. It was just his way of saying, I could have taken you out.
No.
I hope so.
That's, but I will say this. I don't know why I thought it, but watching that segment right there, I did have a quick moment where I was like, what if Paul just suddenly goes behind freaking Seth Rollins? Just turns on both CM and Roman and stays with Seth. It's like, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, it won't happen, but hey, we all said that it would be so stupid for Cena in his final year to turn heel.
I am, unfortunately, Rico, I have to say this. When he said that last statement, now, Paul, you owe me a favor. Because Paul was left for dead. And all Seth Rollins had to do was freaking connect with that freaking, I wish he would have. Stop. And you said, I mean, I'm not, I've always bashed, I've always not been a big Seth Rollins fan because he wears those goofy outfits. But this Seth, he was, I loved it. He took one of my favorite lines. He was up in Paul's ear going, Paul, tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me. He was shooting facts. He was shooting straight facts.
Yep.
I mean, he called him out from everything from the War Games. CM Punk wasn't his first choice, and Paul's like, "Yep."
My favorite line that Seth Rollins had last night goes, "Punk came here and says, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. So let's see how much you're worth." And he goes, "Are you worth this?
Yeah.
Eddie, are you worth this? How about this?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh shit, okay, this is about to get
Man,
real."
I love that. That was probably one of Seth's. That's probably one of my favorite Seth Rollins promos in a while. You know, and is it stupid to have them three battling out for Paul Heyman? That's all it's about, right? It's not about
For the services of Paul Heyman.
it's for the who gives them.
It's Paul Heyman on a pole match is what we need. I mean,
you know what we need to do? That we're gonna see this. We're gonna get this after Monday Night Raw next week. Paul Heyman in a shark cage above the ring.
I literally just thought that. I was like,
that's what we're gonna get. And guess what? It's gonna be some kind of. Paul's gonna have a key to some whatever. I don't know. It's gonna be some stupid. It's already stupid. You got arguably three of the best, the hottest superstars in the business, and we're gonna have them on a Paul Heyman on a pole match.
What up, King Joey? So I'm stealing a page out of Cody's book as a first stat for the stats here. This is something that I came across that I thought was really cool, and we can bring this. I'll bring it back up next week for the prediction show. WrestleMania 41 is set to break records and create first-time moments.
Pretty good, King Joey.
John Cena will tie the most world title matches at a WrestleMania with 9. He'll tie. Roman Reigns breaks the record for most Mania main event matches at 10. And consecutive main event appearances with 6. He has 6 consecutive. Think about that. 6 consecutive main events at a WrestleMania for the Tribal Chief. Also, this is the first time. Obviously, we've all know the whole story. This is the first time CM Punk will main event at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is the one that's really kind of crazy if you think about it. This is the first time since 2015 that both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns are not involved in a world title match. It's been 10 years since it hasn't been at least Brock or Roman competing for a world title.
Wow.
Well, that is crazy when you think about it.
10 years.
That's nuts. So unfortunately, after the show, I don't know if it went off the air or not, but
Bert Kreischer, yeah.
Bert Kreischer's post-show appearance, and then he showed up out in the back area.
Hey, I'm okay with it. I watched the segment. I'm okay with it.
I don't need
because it's got it. He choke slammed Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I am completely okay with it because screw those guys. Those no talent hacks just need to hit the road.
Whoa! Let's not go so far as saying Austin Theory has no talent there.
You're an Austin Theory guy. All right.
Austin Theory's got some skills.
On what?
Yeah, slobbing that knob.
Well, Vince ain't there no more, so he ain't getting no more showtime.
You don't get that, attaboy, pal. Attaboy.
I hate Grayson Waller and Austin Theory.
That guy.
But he does his job to make you hate him.
I don't hate him because he's an idiot. I just hate him because he's not talented. I don't think he's all that great.
I will say this: he was better. I don't know why, but he was better in NXT than when he went to the main roster.
I think a lot of these people, like for instance, your boy Karrion Kross, he was amazing in NXT.
Watch next week. Watch next week. I'm telling you right now. I think him and AJ are going to put on an absolute banger on Monday Night Raw next week.
I hope so, because I wish Rico, and I know that's Rico's boy. I know that Rico feels that they don't use
No,
Karrion Kross enough. I don't think they use him enough. I'm still confused. Remember the last NXT segment he was in? It was a nasty, it was brutal, it was demonic. It was crazy. I mean, he was taking people out of the arena, I believe. And now he's going to the main roster, and I'm like, he's forgotten. And he's not worthy of being forgotten. He's a talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and same thing. Grayson Waller and Asshat. They were good in NXT. But Asshat and Grayson Waller, a bunch of beach bums that belong on the freaking, I don't know what show, the reality shows, I guess. And I'm not their fans. No. And but I hope we see Karrion Kross and AJ Styles put on a banger.
They will. They will.
I think the problem with Karrion is the fact that he's been hurt so often, and he's just injury prone at this point. Because I don't think he fully recovered from that NXT injury he had. I think he was just it was one of those situations where he just didn't have a full heal, and that just sucks because he reminds me a lot of a Triple H. He's got that feel to him. Like he's got that aggression. He's got that cerebral assassin kind of feel to him. And it's just too bad that he isn't utilized as much.
Right.
No. Well, so we'll see how he does against AJ. I think they're going to blow the roof off. Anybody with AJ, man, AJ's just that good, but Karrion's good too. So, like it's not my favorite, but one of my top favorite matches is the SummerSlam with Cena against AJ. That was freaking crazy, man.
Yeah.
No, so we have a SmackDown on Friday. I have nothing else the rest of the week until SmackDown on Friday. I might go live on Friday night after SmackDown and talk about Friday.
I gotta ask, man, because it's bugging me. What are you guys thinking about this whole Charlotte and Tiff?
That could be a whole episode, dude. Like there's thankfully, and I don't know if he'll watch this or not. Cody has very strong feelings about this because I had a conversation about this with him. He hates it when the WWE brings in personal live stuff to enhance the storyline, especially when it's going on as far as an attack on another woman, or not on another woman, but on another person.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I think it enhances it enough to where it makes I am actually wanting to watch this now. When it was just Charlotte and Tiffy, two blondes going at it, whatever. Two blonde bimbos, one who looks like she's anorexic. Against an athlete in Tiffany. In my opinion, Charlotte Flair's time came and went. She's done. Is Charlotte arguably the GOAT? of the women's division? Yes, she is. But she's not that Charlotte anymore.
Nope.
She's just not. And
So-
when I loved it when Tiffany goes, so you're 4-2 in WrestleMania appearances, but you're 0-2 in divorces or in marriages.
0-3.
0-3 in marriages.
Now, is that what Cody's pissed off? Is that what bothered him?
Yeah.
I thought that was okay. So here's my question to Cody Cornette. It's okay to bring up Matt Hardy's alcoholism in the show.
Oh, we've had this discussion.
It's okay to bring up Randy Orton's addictions and shit like that. It's okay to just bring up every little person's on the male side, all their stuff that they've been through. But yet, when Tiffy Time makes reference to Charlotte Flair's divorces, there's no difference. So I don't know what Cody Cornette's thinking. I think that was genius. I think, like you, I want to see next Friday. I want to see what's going to happen. Because I'm sure Charlotte Flair's not going to just sit there and take that.
Because I brought that up. I brought up the whole Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins thing.
Yeah.
I brought all that up. He goes, well, I didn't like that when that happened either. I'm like, okay, well, at least you're being consistent.
What about Matt Hardy and Edge?
He didn't like that either. Allegedly. Like he said that he didn't like it. So okay.
Maybe
so and here's my thing. Charlotte responded to that in a way that she should have. And said, then why is Kaiser in my DMs?
Mm-hmm.
And then Kaiser went to social media and posted a GIF or a video of Shawn Michaels saying, "Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart." And I was like,
so is that what the big thing about Ludwig Kaiser is on all over social media? Is his response to?
Yeah.
Other than he thinks he deserves a match at WrestleMania.
Well, Ludwig, the meme I love, and I see it every time I open up Facebook. Ludwig Kaiser is the only guy on the internet right now that can say he didn't cheat and they actually believe him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
nice. No, and when it comes to like bringing up personal heat and stuff like that, I don't dislike it. I really don't. Now, as long as they don't take it too far, but sometimes it brings out the emotions of people and it makes it like, wow, this is really awesome. Like you can see the emotions on either side and it makes it a better story.
I 100% agree.
I don't dislike it at all. As long as it doesn't go too far.
Yeah, right. I mean, the whole calling her a Nepo baby, and I was like, that is awesome. Like that's perfect. And she's like, I'm the Nepo queen. It's like,
well, look, what did Cody Rhodes say? What did Cena say to Cody Rhodes? Same thing. Where he got personal with Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes got personal with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes a great promo. If you ask Bully Ray, I'd love to ask Bully Ray. What, Bully Ray? Do you think that we need to? Do you think it's right to bring real life family stuff into a promo? I bet you'd say yes.
If done correctly, absolutely.
If done correctly. So what was done correctly? I will say this. I mean, before I got to get this in. I know probably none of you guys watch because no one's a big AEW fan here. Did anybody watch the Moxley match at Dynamite or whatever that was? There was no blood.
Okay.
No tacks, no glass, no bag, no nothing.
I have it recorded. I haven't got to watch yet, but I do plan on watching it because like I said, I like Moxley. And I love Adam Cole and MJF.
I won't ruin it. We can talk about that next week if you
Yeah.
want.
Give me a chance to watch it first.
I'll just say that the young sucks are idiots.
I now hate them. That piece. They're
That was
pieces of
dumb.
shit. That was dumb. That was not needed. And then your fuckface FTR. What a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, that was a.
I hated that too.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it tomorrow.
It's the best match of the night, in my opinion, because I didn't watch it live. I caught the matches on like the sped up versions on YouTube. Is the best wrestler in the company in this current time, Tony Storm. That match was amazing.
I love you. See her at the press conference. She was epic, dude. That was great.
This dude, I can't like Malcolm. I think his name was Malcolm.
Yeah.
Malcolm goes, so Tony Storm, what's your IHOP or what's your Waffle House order? And she's like, Malcolm, you done messed up, Malcolm. Malcolm, darling. Malcolm. And she just goes, she just kept repeating his name and goes, Malcolm. Darling Malcolm. Mm-mm. And she gets up and walks away. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah. Watch it. It's good. So I know we got an hour and 2 minutes. I know we run this show early so everybody can get on it. You guys have jobs. I just want to throw out there we got SmackDown, a possible SmackDown recap. I'll have to talk to Matt about this and let him know. There's going to be, I might have somebody that works with me come on. He's a huge wrestling fan as well. I don't know how that's going to work, but whatever. I need somebody to bounce stuff off of because you guys aren't awake at 11 o'clock at night. So I'm going to try to get some more content.
Well, some of us have to get up early, bro.
Well,
Right.
Luckily tomorrow I'm off for a doctor's appointment, so this isn't going to be too bad tonight.
I'm gonna check out a independent show down here in Milton, about 25-30 minutes away from me. They have a real good. They have a I can't remember his name, but anyways, in 2 months, a month from now, they have a TNA guy coming there. But for me, next week, besides our shows, I have David Young, an NWA champion, David Young. He's going to be on the show. He's going to be performing at the XIW show that I go to Panama City. I have the Islander, Tracy Taylor. She's been on Honey Boo Boo, married, wife swap wrestlers, some reality stuff. Plus, she's worked in WWE and stuff like that. And Tsunami. So they're 3 indie stars that I will be talking to. Then we got Monday and Friday again. So, yeah.
Dun-dun-dun.
So, anybody have anything last minute they want to talk about?
I think you set it all pretty well. And next week we'll be doing our next week's WrestleMania week. Like how crazy is that? So we're headed into the last 11 days in the Mania. So next Tuesday we're going to be giving our Mania predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Nikki D can be here for that. And happy birthday to his wife, by the way.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to his wife.
Happy birthday, Amber.
Happy birthday, Amber.
And so, yeah. Next week is WrestleMania predictions. And hopefully I'll have a better promo package for the startup of the show. But, yeah. Thank you for King Joey, Matt the Duelist, Dad, and Kim stopping in and checking us out for this last hour. Appreciate you guys, and
thank you.
That's all I got.
Appreciate everybody coming on. Appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate you, Rick. I'll play that exit video, and then we can, if you want to stay on, I think that's cool. Chit chat for a second. But everybody, Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Those that do follow us, thank you. Those that don't, that's okay too. Did y'all notice Seth was wearing Bray Wyatt's boots on Friday SmackDown? I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
I didn't catch that.
I have to go watch that. Thanks, man. Thanks, King Joy, for bringing that up. But everybody, as always, this is a podcast for guys that just want to just talk wrestling, and thank you guys for your support at the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Thanks again for Matt the Duelist for the logo. I think it's sick. Thank you guys for being part of the team, and we're out.